For more than a decade, Menards has been producing budget-focused HO and O-scale structures, plus O-gauge rolling stock, track, accessories, and more recently, locomotives and starter sets. Let's take a look at the new twin flat car with tractor-trailer sets in this episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. Hello again, this is Mike with another episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks. And this is the new Menards twin Union Pacific flat cars with tied tractor trailer set. While it is not uncommon to find new Lionel and MTH rolling stock priced at $60, $80, even $100 for a single car, this set provides two flat cars capable of navigating O27 and larger curves, plus a 1/48 scale 1954 GMC tractor and vintage round-end trailer, all for just a list price of $29.99. Of course, if you can purchase the set on Menards' frequent 11% rebate promotion, it's even cheaper. Other current production versions of this set include Burlington Northern flat cars with Sinclair tractor trailer, Santa Fe flat cars with Whirlpool tractor and trailer, and Norfolk Southern flat cars with Wrangler tractor and trailer. The package is a typical Menards clamshell with plenty of descriptive stickers, although someone needed to proofread this side a bit better. To open the package, I like to leave the stickers on one end intact so that they serve as a hinge for my clamshell, which prevents me from losing one side of my packaging. I slice through the bottom as there's only one sticker here, and it's just the UPC code. There's also a little bit of clear packing tape in the corners to cut through. As I remove the flat car with the trailer from the package, the first thing to notice is how the trailer does not fall off. It is secured to the flat car with a Phillips head machine screw. The screw is easily accessible should you wish to remove the trailer from the flat car. The flat car features Menards plastic trucks with simulated roller bearings and operating couplers at each end. The top of the flat car features a simulated wood deck. The graphics on the trailer are crisp and colorful, recreating a vintage Tide soap advertisement. Graphics on the flat car are generally good, although in order to keep each car individually numbered, the car numbers are applied with a sticker that is both shiny and crooked on one side. The tractor is similarly held in place with a machine screw. Again, removal is simple should you wish to separate the tractor from the flat car. The flat car itself is a near twin of the other, differing only in the road number, although this time both stickers were applied with proper alignment. The graphics on the tractor are excellent, just like the trailer. The plastic-bodied model features rubber tires. Comparing the Menards cars to Lionel, we can see that the Menards cars are longer than Lionel's short flat cars, but shorter than their longer piggyback flat cars, measuring in at a scale 38 feet in deck length compared to 32 feet and 40 feet for the Lionel cars. The Menards trailer is the same width as a similar Lionel trailer, but it is considerably longer at a scale 22 feet in length versus 19 feet for the Lionel trailer. Removing the trailer mounting screw is a quick and easy process. Save the screw in case you want to reattach the trailer later. If you wish to repurpose the flat car for another load, you may have some difficulty. The fifth wheel is designed to be permanent, but I thought I might be able to remove it while still having it be replaceable. It looked like if I took the ends of the two plastic screws that held the unit in place and clipped them off, I might be able to pull it free and also still be able to reattach it into the same holes. With a pair of small diagonal nippers, I cut the very ends of the screws off. The fifth wheel was still stubbornly in place, so I tried gently prying it off with a screwdriver. When it released, there was enough of the rear sprue remaining to work as a peg for reinsertion. The front sprue, however, broke off cleanly. I decided that the best method was to add a small wood screw, in this case a number 4 by 3/4 inch, and I needed to make a new hole about 1/8 of an inch behind the original so that there would be sufficient plastic for the screw to attach to. It does work. Now, if I wish to remove the fifth wheel in favor of a different load, I can remove that small screw and pull it off the flat car cleanly, but then replace it later if I change my mind. The wheel chocks, however, are permanently attached to the flat car deck, so any other load you wish to secure must take these into account. Before I move on, let me pause a moment and ask that if you're enjoying this video as much as I've enjoyed making it, please hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Let YouTube know that you enjoy this type of content. And of course, feel free to add your own comments about Menards products or various piggyback flat cars. Now, back to the review. The plastic-bodied trailer features decent detailing and rubber tires, although there is no underbody detailing. Unsurprisingly, the doors do not open and the front support carriage is fixed in the vertical position. But it is high enough that when the trailer is affixed to the tractor, it does not drag the ground. When placed onto the trailer without its support screw in place, the trailer will wobble a bit, but it should remain safely on the flat car under most layout conditions. Similarly, removing the tractor from the flat car is easy, but the wheel chocks are permanent fixtures on the deck, and so may cause a problem when securing certain other loads. Like the trailer, the tractor should remain on the flat car during regular layout running, even without its securing screw in place, if so desired. And of course, once removed from their respective trailers, the duo can be connected and pushed around the layout. Excellent play value. I've had no problem with the plastic couplers on my cars. But if they do not like to remain closed, a simple solution is a rubber band for hair. I found a pack of several hundred at my local Dollar Tree for $1.25. Simply wrap the rubber band around the coupler shaft to provide a bit more support for the latching mechanism. Fast, cheap, and easy, and the coupler will still operate. With all plastic construction, these Menards cars are a little lighter than the Lionel post-war piggyback cars, so you may want to add some weight for a little more reliable operation. I use self-adhesive automotive wheel weights as a simple solution. In terms of prototype, the tractor is a model of a 1954 GMC, which, with a 20-year lifespan, could still be found on the road in the early 1970s. The round-end trailers were common in the 1940s and 1950s in various lengths, but by the mid-1960s they were obsolete for most freight service after the 35-foot and then the 40-foot modern trailers came upon the scene. If you're modeling a more modern era, perhaps this set represents a special movement of museum equipment or another special purpose. Also, while you may think it's unprototypical to have the tractor travel in the train with the trailer, this was actually not all that uncommon in early piggyback service. Before there were dedicated pig trains traveling to intermodal terminals, a trailer on flat car was just another less-than carload movement, which could be shipped to virtually any line-side ramp or freight terminal. Sometimes the destination would not have a tractor on hand for unloading and delivery of the product, so one could sometimes be included as a flat car load as part of a mixed freight train. You would not typically see a string of flat cars with tractors and trailers on board, but one pair would not be out of the question at the time. This practice largely died out by the early 1960s. On the layout, these cars perform splendidly. I would not put the pair at the front of a long freight unless I added some weight first, but they do well in the middle or rear of the train with no problems. And yes, O27 curves are just fine for these cars. Menards has done it again. They have successfully created a budget-oriented but fun set of rolling stock for O-gauge hobbyists. While some may be disappointed that the tractor and trailer are plastic rather than die-cast, and likewise for the trucks and couplers, remember that you're getting 2 flat cars plus the scale-size tractor and trailer for only $29.99. What more can you ask for? And just before I wrap this one up, let me give a great big thank you to all of our dedicated viewers, as this channel has just surpassed the 2 million views mark. Quite an achievement for an old man making train videos in his basement, so thanks a million. Thanks 2 million. And let's get together again next week for a new episode of Toy Train Tips and Tricks.